Hey everyone, well, it's finally here. Winter? No, well, yeah, that's here. But besides winter, we are fast approaching the IHSA state title games just in a couple of days as we're recording this on Wednesday evening. We need to get this podcast in and done so Matt Leng can go out and play tonight. Hello, Matt Leng. How are you, buddy?
How you doing? How's everybody doing? Are we the calm before the storm, I guess, right?
It is the calm before the storm. It is the sudden change of weather. Now up here, it went from 55 to 35 with 40-mile-an-hour winds. You? Same?
I would say it feels very, very cold and very chilly, and the wind is of the issue and of the essence. Unless you're, Lena Winslow, Byron, and Wilmington, and
We'll get
somebody
into
else,
that.
and you just run the ball.
We will get into that for sure. And you're right. It's going to be interesting. I have been in the EDGYTIM weather service has been tracking the weather all week. Here's my weather service right here.
There you go.
So here is what we're looking like for Friday and Saturday in lovely Normal, Illinois. You ready for this? Friday. Well, this is good. Friday, partly sunny, but high of 32 degrees.
Yeah.
24 is a low. So 4A kickoff. What are you saying? 27 degrees maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say 26, 25.
Yep. So that is Saturday, and if that wasn't enough for you, that was Friday. Saturday, a high of 31, but here's the fun part, Matt. 97% chance of snow. Snow accumulations 3 to 5 inches. Interesting.
I've heard that I've heard there could possibly an increase of 6 to 8, and also ice-like conditions.
That's the bad part right there. That is not the good part. That is not the good part for teams, fans, for anyone having to travel down I-55 to get to the games. That could make things very interesting. All I will say is thank God these are on television, if that's the case. Otherwise, Matt, it could be an interesting Saturday. So we'll leave that as it is for now. We will talk about it certainly from the football side, which we obviously need to do. But attendance and everything else, I mean, I think just rolling dice. If you're IHSA and you're hoping they're wrong and you're hoping the forecast isn't as bad. And look, you know this, we've seen this before, especially these early storms. I would say if there's a hit or miss rate on storms like this, more often than not, they miss.
Yeah.
Early. Later in the year, obviously, it seems to get better. So we'll see. We will plan for the worst. We will hope for the best. Matt Leng, it's time to talk IHSA football. And 8-man, by the way, Matt Leng, we have someone to congratulate in 8-man football, don't we?
Yeah, the cream continues to rise to the top. Right now, we have a dynasty in 8-man football. I mean, they are very, very good. They're very strong. We got a little bit of a scare there early.
It was a little tighter than I think people might have thought.
I think the depth and the sheer size of Amboy really just rears its ugly head. They do a good job of, on both sides of the ball, and tip your hat off to Amboy and the whole community, and to Monmouth College and everybody that's involved. They pulled it off again. Another great venue, a great experience for all the kids, communities, administrators, student body, everybody that's involved. So congratulations to everybody.
Yep. Yeah, no doubt about it. And definitely looking forward to keeping track and keeping ties. And you know what, Matt, we'll do after we get past the state finals, we'll do a couple one-off podcasts, and we'll bring some coaches in and talk a little bit. And we'll do it from 1A through 4A. We'll also do it for 8-man as well. So I look forward to doing that.
Yeah. No.
All right. So let's move forward. Start breaking down class 1A through 4A. Let me pull up what I need to here. One moment, please. I know you're all set, excited to go for the state title games. Is there a Matt Lang? Is there a Matt Lang? Anything you have to do when you go? Is there certain things you need to go see? Or is there anyone you need to say hello to when you're down there?
Well, it's funny you bring that up. Now that my daughter is going to Illinois State, I will go to Muggsy's. I will go to Muggsy's Bar and Grill, and I will visit her because she does a great job of waiting on tables at Muggsy's.
Is she really awesome?
And I will visit her if she's there. I love seeing everybody that works at Illinois State. A lot of familiar faces when I worked there.
Keep talking. I'll be right back. Keep talking. I'm listening.
That's all right. During the Todd Berry and Kevin Stallings glory years, I see a lot of people that have just been there throughout that time of, to ticket takers, to, supervision. And I like that. And I love seeing all of the upper brass. I love seeing, all of these guys, from everybody at the IHSA to all the admins. It's great. And I love driving into Illinois State. If you look at the beauty of that campus and the beauty of Hancock Stadium and the development and the refurb that's happened over the years, it's great. It's a great place to be.
I know it kills me, but I have to do this now because you always have limited time to do this. But I have to, Matt. You know how I am. I'm a passionate dude, but I got to do this. Uh-oh! What happened last week?
I can tell you what happened.
Somebody took the red turds out to the woodshed, took care of business. 37-7. And boy, are you guys lucky. Are you lucky Illinois State got into that playoff field? Because that game, honestly, you should have been eliminated. But hey, go Dogs. There.
And the preparation for playoffs starts right now, because talking to Blaine Talley's dad, Blaine Talley I'm telling you right now, he's a starter on that offensive line for the Salukis.
Keep working.
And he's going to keep working, and watch out for SIU next year. That is a team that's on the rise. And but I tip my hat off to the dog. My hat off to the Dogs.
We came up one win short. Again, that's life in the Missouri Valley, but very proud of my team and Nick Hill, my coach. Came up, played big boy football when it mattered the most, and able to win. And just a shame. Not a shame. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad Illinois State's advancing because honestly, they had a good shot of winning. And honestly, Matt, as you all know, the Missouri Valley is basically the SEC of FCS football. There's no doubt about it. So,
and I will
go
say
Illinois State. Go Illinois State. They're going to be great hosts this weekend for IHSA, and I hope they win in the FCS. If I'm not there, then I pull for our Illinois teams.
And I root for them too. But I will say this: I kind of think think back to when Barry Alvarez was at Wisconsin, and he put a fence around Wisconsin, and no one was going to go into Wisconsin. And no one was going to go to Madison except for kids that were in Wisconsin. It's the same thing that Bielema is trying to do here. But I can tell you right now, if you get down past, Springfield, and you go down past Mount Vernon, Nick Hill is establishing a recruiting presence down in that area where kids do not want to go anywhere except SIU. It's almost like a cult following. And you talk about your presence on the sidelines, and in the state of Illinois, in Southern Illinois, Nick Hill is the man.
To be fair, and then we're going to wrap this up and move on to high school. But to be fair, you have to go past Illinois State to get to SIU in a lot of cases for the recruits. And Illinois State has done a tremendous job recruiting Chicagoland in particular. So that's where they've done a lot of their talent. That's where they've done a terrific job. And again, all kidding aside, know Brock Speck very well, respect him tremendously. So That's just how it is. So, but
They have, and player development, both places
Yeah.
is off the charts.
Yep. And Bielema will get it done at Illinois. I know he will. They're off to a good place. Need a little bit higher with the top level recruits in the state, but they'll get there. I don't think there's any doubt. All right, let's move. 1A, Brown County taking on Lena, Friday, 10 a.m. Can we talk about Friday, 10 a.m.?
Let's talk about it. I mean, let's talk about Brown County. I mean, here you got a new person.
Hold on now. Hold on. Before we break, we need to do this because we talk about it every year. Nothing ever changes, but we need to talk about it anyway. Why do 1A and 5A get punished every year with a 10 o'clock kickoff time?
Yeah, well, they had it changed one year and then they changed it back. I have no idea why they've done that.
Yeah, I don't either. I guess I kind of get it from TV, but I don't know. I would like to see it switched up every once in a while. I mean, you're not going to see 4A at 10 a.m. You're not going to see 8A at 10 a.m. That's not going to happen. That's a TV thing. It's not going to happen. What's going to be interesting, and again, see, we're going all over the place. It's my own damn fault. Legislative committee just finished their work. The Roxana plan not make it to the legislative committee. One playoff proposal made it through the legislative committee where they're basically going to get rid of week 0, add that as an additional week, and then add another 16 teams per class. So basically just expanding the playoff system minus the Roxana plan that had regional scheduling and what have you. So it's a very, very short and dry bill. Some people think it could pass. The more I think about it, the more I want to see what it looks like. And Matt, I think when people get an idea of what it's going to look like, I don't think it's going to pass. That's my.
There's a couple things that I think are a hindrance for Illinois. Number one, we play our games right up to Thanksgiving. And in this situation, I mean, literally with Hurricane whatever rolling in tomorrow or in the next couple of days, I mean, we're right up to December. So you look at all the other highlights from Iowa, Missouri, Wisconsin, all their games are getting done in mid-November.
Well, and a lot of them are indoor.
Yeah, and a lot of them are indoor. But, they're just, a lot of them are, because I just saw the Minnesota one, the Minnesota highlights.
Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri's not, which I don't understand. Don't they still have the dome in St. Louis?
They do.
Whatever. It's Missouri.
Yeah.
My son lives there. I can make fun of him. Weird. Indiana's in the whatever the dome is now in Indiana. Michigan's in Ford Field, so they're indoors. Us in Wisconsin and Missouri. Everyone else is indoor. So I don't know what you do, because then if you push it back, then you're starting too early in August. Then you're running into 95 plus temperatures, which you do anyway. But I get it. But we'll get to that. We have state title to preview, but it's something I thought we had to talk about a little bit.
No, I mean, we will, and there's a lot of things we could talk about, and I'll just say this. I mean, I think in terms of, in the IHSA, is there a competition committee? Or what's best for kids? Why can't 1A and 5A get a better spotlight and play at 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock? But we really can't do. I mean, we can do that. Why don't you switch it? We don't know why it switched back.
So now we're going down that road again.
Yeah.
Part of the issue is going to be very shortly the addition of 8-man, right? Eventually 8-man is going to be an IHSA sanctioned sport. I don't think it's a question. I think it'll happen sooner rather than later. So you have that. So now that's 9 potential title games on a weekend. And if we're going to do that, we might as well throw in girls flag football as well. So there's 10. So as far as I'm looking at, and I don't think you could do girls flag this late. I just don't. Maybe I'm sexist, or I just don't. Does anyone want to see flag football in snow? Not really.
Yeah. No.
I don't think it's good for that sport. I think, and then also that sport's going to run into timing issues because then you have basketball starting up, and you're pulling a lot of girls away from basketball the more further. So I think they like their window of getting done. They get done what? I think they get done late October, I believe. So it was right around Halloween when they finished for girls. Anyway,
I down the road,
IHSA is going to have to look at some stuff, and they're going to have to figure out how many sports they're going to move forward with, and where you're going to host things, and how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
A lot of things.
But this weekend, 1A through 4A, baby, and then 5A through 8A on Saturday. But we don't care about that. Oh, I do. You do. But let's go. Lena Winslow, Brown County, sir, your overall thoughts and observations going into the state title game. Fire away.
Well, I think there's a lot of people that think, that the 1A game between, Hardin Calhoun and Brown County was a draw, and it really did come right down to the last play of the game. And there's a lot of people that think Hardin Calhoun maybe had a little bit better talent, better team. But, I mean, you got to give it to Brown County, Hardin Calhoun. They played their heart out. Brown County, just a scrappy bunch. I mean, they're just very, very, very sideline to sideline. They get after it. Decent size. Quarterback just kind of manages the game. Coach's son there, Coach Little. They have a good run game. That's all fine and dandy. But now they're going to be coming into a different animal when they take on Lane and Winslow. So if we fast forward and we go into like the forecast for this game, this is going to be a very, very, very interesting tale of like, you're in the big, this is the big moment. And you've got to make sure, I mean, you don't have to play a perfect game, but you better not make very many big mistakes. If you make big mistakes against Lane and Winslow, they're going to capitalize. That's what they do. And I will just say this, if you want a prediction from me, here's a team in Lane and Winslow that have, some names that you need to realize, another dunker on the offensive line,
Say what, when it's all said and done, he's going to wind up being a nose tackle at Iowa.
Yeah.
Be a very good one for 4 years. That's where he's at, and he's only a junior, by the way.
Yeah. I'm trying to think here. I got their names today. They're very good up front. Lena's very good up front. They got the big running back.
Preston Schultz, Mason Kemple, two very good linemen, 79 and 72.
Yeah.
Very talented, big, strong. They can move. They're big kids, Matt, but they're not heavy kids. They can get after it. They know where the weight room is. And the thing that stands out about me with Lena, and I'll get into Brown County in a minute. Lena is incredibly well conditioned. I mean, you see them, and you've got a decent amount of kids going both ways, but they just wear on you. They're quick, they're athletic, and they just get in you. I can see where they're able to wear teams down as games go on. So
yeah, and I'll just take it. I want to take into a specific battle. like Trey Fullerton at Brown County. That matchup. I mean, let's just look at the size. I mean, he's 6 foot 215, and on the other side of the ball, Aiden Wild is 6'3", 220. Yeah. So there's going to be a collision course there. And
two guys have to tackle a man.
Exactly. So
you got to tackle a grown ass man if you're either one of those guys. So it's not going to be fun.
Exactly. And so who's in better shape? Who can take that collision? Who can move on? And I'm just telling you right now, like Lena is a different animal. And I'll just take it a step further. They're probably in a bad mood because they've lost the last two state championships.
Yeah.
And they know exactly what time they're getting down there on Thanksgiving Day, what hotel they're staying at, what bed they're sleeping in. They've been there and they've done that.
It's a really good point because I know that Tom Little, the head coach of Brown County, talked about it. The coach's presser talk about, yeah, I want the kids to take it in. I want them to look around the stadium and experience all of it. And man, they have to do that because this is by far the largest field you've ever played on, the biggest stage you've ever played on. And you're right, Lena's been there. They've done that. It'll be planned out to a T. Brown County, they got to experience it a little bit. I think my thought on this whole game is, if you're Brown County, look, first of all, this is going to be an incredibly friendly TV game because they're both going to run the ball. So
yeah,
it's there's not going to be a lot of secrets revealed. No Legends of the Hidden Temple revealed there. They're going to run the ball. You're going to run the ball, and whoever's left standing at the end of the game. If you're Brown County, the longer you hang on to the football, the longer you're able to kill clock, one time of possession, which both want to do, the better. There's a possibility. You mentioned Vince Little. I think he did a really good job managing the option portion. Can throw it a little bit if need to. Pretty good runner. Makes really good reads in the option, and that's key. You got to have that. The wingbacks are solid. Another Little. There's Littles everywhere for Brown County. Bo Little, one of the wingbacks, number one, really nice player. Got some speed, a little bit of strength on him as well. Can run through tackles. You mentioned Fullerton, all-state kid. You can see why you watch him play. Does everything. He's a pretty good punter too. So, and again, I mentioned up front, Cooper Adcock, 6'3", 300 pounds. Levi Brierton, 6'4", 280. So those are two big guys on the left side. They're going to definitely want to try to run behind, and that's where the collisions are going to happen. that's where it's going to be a lot of fun to see who's winning that battle up front. I know it's cliche, Matt, but you know what? That truly is this game. No doubt.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I would say, too, with Adcock and the other kid, at guard and tackle, there's going to come a time and a moment when they're going to want to move and they're going to want to run some counter tray and do some things. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is if the other side of the line can cave down, make some room. I'm going real technical here because some people don't really understand what I'm talking about. If you're going to move two dudes the other way, there better be a little bit of leeway. And every year we see this, Lena Winslow's hip level and their leg drive is just a little bit stronger than the other person. So
their leverage is exceptional. It really is. You just watch how low they get, and they're able to just continue to move forward, keep that low leverage. Hey, low man wins, you know that.
Yeah. So people ask, well, where does that come from? Well, I'll tell you where that comes from. That comes from culture, and that comes from wrestling, and that comes from track and field, and that comes from teachers that have been in that building for 25 to 35 years.
Yeah, no doubt.
But Coach Little has a great team. They have a great team. I think they have a great opportunity, but they cannot make any mistakes, and they can't get cute. I remember the first time, and I say this to Brad Dixon all the time, I was like, I don't tell him that he was getting cute with his fake punt in that state title game the first time they took on Lena. But that fake punt, it was open. It was right there. They didn't make that. After that, things went south. If they're going to take a chance and they're going to roll the dice, you better be 100% sure you're doing that, because if you make a mistake against Lena will pounce.
Out of these two teams, who's the team more likely to throw a surprise or two in? I say it's got to be Brown County.
Has to be Brown County. I don't think Lena's going to really deviate from the plan. Both teams can throw the ball a little bit, but I mean, Lena is not going to use tricks if they don't have to use tricks. If they're going to keep doing the things they're doing and having success, they're not going to deviate.
I think the big key in this, can Brown County withstand the first haymaker or two from Lena? Lena's wants to come out and set that tone right away. They want to hit them right away. I want to get a quick touchdown. I want Brown County look behind them and make them chase points.
Well, but Tim, the key though is right here. What does that do? It's right here. What does that do to Brown County if 100%. Brown County comes out and Lena runs 5 plays, and on the 6th play, Aiden Wild runs
60-yard. Right.
Yeah. You know, you have to have a case of amnesia. You have to forget about it and you have to move on.
Yep, no doubt. All right, we'll pick our winners at the end. So we'll move on to 2A. Two very familiar teams in the state title games. Maroa Forsyth, again, the Trojans, and Coach Jostis taking on Jeff Reese in Wilmington. Well, two pretty much polar opposite teams offensively getting after it. We were going to talk about weather all the way through this, and I got to think this weather does not help Maroa Forsyth whatsoever on Saturday if it actually happens.
Well, cold legs, cold arms, cold hands. I mean, I think weather's going to be kind of an unusual thing because it snuck up on us again this year, just like it did last year. I don't think anybody expected, Palos Heights to really do that, have that much dominance that they had last year on Maroa. The reason I'm bringing that up is that I think we were all kind of in shock. I mean, I know.
Oh.
Between you and me, we picked Maroa. We thought Maroa was a better team.
Yeah.
I mean, folks, Wilmington hasn't thrown they haven't thrown any passes.
Like 5 or 7 all year, I think. It's ridiculous.
And I don't think
and you look at
playoffs.
You go back and look at Wilmington this year. They have to it has to be some type of record for them where they have scored in 3 plays or less on drives this year. I mean, it is uncanny how often they have broke a play or two into a drive and go 60-70 yards for a touchdown. It's crazy. They've been that good in this offense. It's a double wing offense. It's not really designed for big plays, but Wilmington's been able to get big plays all year.
Well, and I will say more teams than not are going to put 8 to 9 guys in the box. So once they put those 8 to 9, 10 guys in the box, once you get past those 8 to 9, 10s, those first 2 levels, it's good night, Irene. The band's playing and it ain't your band. It's someone else's band that's playing. And they're so fast. I mean, Wilmington is so explosive and so fast. So again, when it comes to this game, I just really look at Shepard is going to have to make some plays with his feet at quarterback for Maroa, and he has the tight end, and what's his name? They're going to have to do something, and they're going to have to hold on the ball. Yeah,
Troy Pilling.
Yeah, they're going to have to hold on the ball. Don't give it back to Wilmington. Don't give it back to them. If they can put together drives that are 10 to 14 plays, that gives them a chance to stick around. And then they can kind of, do the things they do.
From what I've been able to see, I think Shepard's the best runner. I really do. I think he's their best athlete on that offense. Again, Zach Smith didn't play. From what Coach had told me, it doesn't sound like he's going to play in the state title game, so that's a big loss, no question. Leading receiver for them, like 1,300 plus yards. That's a loss. But again, it's, to me, the big question is going to be, let's see what the conditions are when these two roll out, and we'll go from there. Is Maroa capable of adjusting? Yeah, they definitely are. It's a damn good team and well coached, and they'll be ready. I'm sure they got a plan going in if the weather is what it is. And that doesn't mean Wilmington. You look at how Billy Moore, which by the way, I don't know if I've seen a kid that runs option and hides the ball better than Billy Moore.
Yeah,
seriously. There are so many instances this year where no one knew where the ball was. He's that good.
Yeah.
With ball fakes. And, hey, cold weather, cold hands, cold football, exchanges can get screwed up too. So it's not just a basket. It's a road thing too.
I'll just say this. I think when it comes down to it, Wilmington has this system of running their system, and they hide the ball awfully well. And so it's the worst thing to go against if you're on the other side. And it's like a death by 1,000 paper cuts. It just keeps coming at you. And, Maroa's going to have to get a turnover or two. They're going to have to play really, really, really well in that front box. And then like I said, on offense, they're going to have to put Wilmington in situations where, like Wilmington's going to look at Maroa kind of like they're getting out of a spaceship and like it's foreign land. And like, hey, where do I line up? Josh will do a good job of getting them different looks. Can he utilize that? And like I said,
yeah.
I don't want to sound like ESPN or Big Ten Network and talk about third down efficiency, but I think this could be the whole clue to the game. If it's third and short for Wilmington, it's not going to be close. If it's third and short for Maroa and they have some chances, they may make this thing interesting for a while. And I think they can because Josh has all the bells and whistles. He's very, very good offensively. But they're going to have to make some stops on defense.
I think the one area that people need to watch, focus in on a little bit, is see how well Wilmington's defense can handle and adjust to Maroa and their offense. Matt, that is one fast defensive unit for Wilmington this year. Really fast.
Yeah.
So should be a hell of a matchup. Looking forward to it for sure.
Here's the thing. We're in the state championship game. Wilmington has not been in very many of these situations.
Yeah.
They haven't been in any pressure-packed situations. So let's say Maroa has the ball and runs off 5 or 6 plays, and they're like, hey, well, they got a first and another first down. If I'm Wilmington, that's new.
It adds up.
It adds up, and we're talking about 15 and 16-year-old brains right here. How will they adjust to that? I think Coach Jeff will have them ready, but they haven't been used to that so much this year because they've been in the driver's seat.
So I wanted to pull this up because I found it pretty amazing. Week 2, Wilmington. These are Wilmington finals: 49-6, 41-13, 49-7, 49-0, 47-0, 45-0, 54-6, 44-21, 70-8. 42-0, 49-7, 41-0. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know about that one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From what I can tell, outside of the Morris loss, Wilmington has played 10 running clock games this year. 2 handfuls. 10. You take them into halftime with a game, you're damn right they're going to be looking around like they're on a foreign planet. So if you're Maroa, that's got to be one of the main bullet points you want to hit on Saturday. You want to drag this out. You want to hang and you want to keep it as close as you can. The longer you drag this out, like you said, these are kids. Could make things very interesting.
Well, I will say this. Sometimes when you're behind the closed doors and you're talking to coaches, and we both you and I have that privilege. We have that luxury of talking to coaches, and sometimes kids don't really realize. They don't realize who they're playing. They don't realize how good someone is. And so what I'm saying is, like, with Maroa, if they can make this close and interesting at halftime, they don't know who they're playing. I mean, they know they're playing someone good, but they don't know, the intensity of a Wilmington. And so Wilmington, they just have not been in any close games.
Yeah.
And I think if that presents itself, the whole dynamic of the game changes a little bit. And, if I'm Josh Joseph, or if I'm anybody going in to a game where someone has not played a lot of game because it's running clock, I'm telling my players, like, listen, we're making this a Rocky Balboa 15-round fight, and we have to stretch it out. We have to slow this game down. We have to take it into the fourth quarter because I want to see them go toe-to-toe with me for 15 rounds. I don't want them knocking me out in the second round. I don't want Mike Tyson. And believe me, I don't think anybody in class 1 through 4A wants Wilmington Mike Tyson, because the Wilmington Mike Tyson is very lethal. It's very lethal.
Yep, no doubt about it. All right, moving on to 3A. The Byron Tigers, they will take on the Unity Rockets. Again, Unity, a terrifically close win, right, over St. Joe. Were you at that game or no?
Oh, yeah.
And Byron, once again, just continues to roll along. And again, here we are, polar opposites again offensively. Byron, double wing, a lot of power run. Unity, shotgun spread, run some RPO, give you some different looks. And, again, I hate to say it, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but we got to see what the weather conditions are first, because it's definitely going to have an impact on Unity. I don't think there's any question.
Well, yeah. Well, we're going to get to 4 o'clock. And like we said all along, this is kind of when no knock towards 1A and 2A football. It's just you get to 3A and 4A football, just like when you get to 7 and 8A, it's different. You have a little bit more enrollment. You have a little bit more bigger bodies. You have a little bit more intensity. You have more people on the sidelines.
The sun goes down. The wind starts picking up.
Vision is altered. Your hands are a little bit more colder. Your mind is kind of maybe a little altered because it's later in the day, later in the night.
Yep.
This is big boy football. And I'm just telling you right now, I mean, I don't think I'm an expert by any stretch of imagination, but I like this quarterback from Solano Unity. I mean, I really do like Eisenberger. I mean, I don't think I've
Central Missouri commit. Great place for him. Central Missouri. He's a perfect fit in that offense. Central Missouri, ton of success in Division II. So it's a great fit for him. He's put up huge numbers this year, over 2,900 yards passing, 32 touchdowns. Yeah, I agree. He's a key, man. No doubt. He's a good one.
Well, I've seen him in 2 games, and I've seen him unload that ball down the field. So last week I used Terry Bradshaw, and so no one knows who that is. So this week I'm going to go with Josh Allen. So to me, he's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And he will throw the ball down the field to big play Trey or other guys. And it is one of the prettiest balls I've seen, I would dare say, since 6A football in Schweigert at Wheaton Warrenville South. I think it's that pretty of a ball. I think it's that long of a ball. And it is a big play missile rocket that he unleashes. However, in this game against St. Joe and in this game against Byron, I think the key is he might not have that time, so he's going to have to make plays with his legs and feet, and he did that in crucial moments in the St. Joe game. Now, I think St. Joe has a great line. I think the whole game, Captain Obvious, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. The whole game is going to be predicated on offense and defensive line pressure with both of these teams going back and forth. Why do I say that? Because if Byron can shut down Crew Eckstein, I don't think this game's going to be close. If Crew Eckstein can get chunks of yards and their quarterback can make some plays and big play Trey, number 6, Trey Hogart can make some plays, I like Solano Unity to make this interesting. I think they are a resilient bunch. I am a fan of Jeff Boyers. I think they do everything right. And their 4-headed monster at running back and quarterback and everything, it's been well publicized. Can they do it for the 14th time in the state championship to win this game that they are favored? Well, they've been favored a few other times in state title games, and they came up short against Monticello and Williamsville. They are favored in this game. Can they show up and do it one more time? I like the resiliency of Tolono. We'll talk about predictions later on.
Okay, you ready? You want the other side?
Sir. Go for it.
Here's number 37. Stop me.
Exactly.
That's it. Bye. No, seriously.
No,
stop.
Tim, stop. Seriously. He's that good. And he's that good.
Yeah.
I don't sit there and get a report from Jeff Boyer and from Sean Considine. I don't need to. I mean, that kid, when I saw him as a freshman, I was impressed, and look at him now. And, if you're a Big Ten school and you're looking at a player for character and for, you know, like, hey, I want to build something. I want to have these type of guys, character guys. That's who I'm going for. I mean, that kid's the real deal.
We talked about earlier in 1A about managing the option, and Andrew Talbert is a sprinter and a football player that's going to play baseball in college. Okay. He's not a baseball player. He's a football player. And you watch him run this offense, and you watch when he pulls that football out of the belly and makes a read. I tell you what, he turns the corner, Matt, he's gone. I mean, absolutely gone. He is, again, I think he gets a little lost at times in this offense, but man, you watch him get in the open. He might not hide it as well as the quarterback from Wilmington, but he kind of doesn't have to. So, you know, he's a very good athlete as well. Dawson Criddle's another name that, you know, again, and what I like about those backs and the wing backs and Considine, they all kind of work off each other. You got a bigger back in Considine and a full back. You got a speed back in Criddle. You got Talbert, who can, you know, he can pull it and throw when he needs to. He can basically just fake the dive and turn the corner and be gone. Really. And then we didn't even talk about the line play. So they're fast, they're physical. Then defensively, I mean, I went back and watched the IC game, and that was a really good IC team that they beat and pretty much, I don't want to say manhandled, but they pretty much handled, and very few teams handle IC that way. So
Yeah,
highly impressed. Just highly impressed.
I know from talking to Jeff, they were laser focused going to IC. I know from not talking to Jeff, because when I don't talk to Jeff, that means they're really ultra laser focused, and they took that laser focus and went to Richmond Burton and sent a message. Now, you talked about the ins and outs of these four backs. Let's make it a little bit more exciting how we analyze this. You got mashed potatoes, you got stuffing, you got corn, you got green bean you got all the bells and whistles. So basically, what do you have? Okay, I'll go John Madden on you. You have thunder and you have lightning, and you have a lot of lightning bolts because those wingbacks and that quarterback are ultra fast and they're ultra athletic. But let's get right down to it for the second time in the last 5 minutes. This game comes down to, this isn't politically correct, blunt force trauma up front in the trenches. And,
no doubt.
And I will just say this. I think the X factor, and ladies and gentlemen, this guy that we look at right here, Mr. Tim, watches a lot more game film than I do. You tell me, Tim, I think those defensive backs from Tolono Unity are awfully good. And I think that's going to be the key to the game, because is Tolono Unity going to go 5-4 cover 2? Because if they go 5-4 cover 2, Byron has shown they know how to attack that over the years, because everybody goes 5-4 cover 2. Right. If they don't and they kind of mix it up, I like those defensive backs for Tolono Unity. I think they're awfully good, and I think they're very physical.
You almost get to the point against Byron that you have to go 8 minimum in the box, right?
Yes.
You almost have to.
You have to.
You got to create traffic and piles. You can't do that unless you're bringing the heat and bringing at least 8 minimum in the box.
But what would be nice is if you could go 5-3 with a strong safety on the overhang.
Okay, so
you can have a safety in two corners. You know, they always say that cover 3 is your best read and react defense. Okay, you're 5 yards off the ball. You got a center fielder at 15 yards or 10 yards, and you're able to, you know, have that back 3 that can come up into the alleys and take care of things. It usually doesn't happen with Byron. You get 4 other guys up there, and it's 8 to 9 guys. And if Byron's beating you,
and they still find a way.
Yeah, if Byron's beating you at the point of attack, your second level dudes better be really, really good.
And again, this turned into a Byron thing, but prepping for this and watching all the film, there were 2 option teams that I watched and was absolutely amazed with the line play. Wilmington was one, Byron was the other, and you watch the line play, and there were times at Wilmington where every opposing defender had a body on them. Every one. Corners, receivers blocking, everybody. And same with Byron. Everyone executes. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Key to the game, number 32 in white for Salona Unity. Caden, I think it's Hench is his name. He's a senior. He's another linebacker along with 34. The Bell Cow and offense, Crew Eckstein. I think those two guys are going to have to play incredible games.
Germano, Keegan Germano, linebacker, 26, 125 tackles this year.
Yeah,
he's a dude.
And then what we're going to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, we will. It's going to be like Puff the Magic Dragon. It's going to pop out of nowhere next week in December.
Oh, yeah.
We will have a dome, and we will have a 2A versus 3A national championship between Wilmington and Byron.
That'd be fun. That would be fun, no doubt. All right, let's move on to 4. Montini, Rochester, they know each other. Nothing's going to get discovered. Columbus is not going to rediscover America in this game. They're both shotgun spread offenses. They throw different looks at you, different formation, different spread packages. Rochester uses 2 quarterbacks, sometimes 3 effectively. If you're not watching closely, you might not even realize there's a different quarterback in there at times. Weather, priority number 1 for both. You got to see what it's like at 7 o'clock on Friday. It's definitely going to impact play calling if it is anywhere near what we think it might be or what they're projecting. So as usual, you can have the best passing game in the world, but late November, Matt, you better damn pack a run game with you because you're going to need it. Pack it up. Dress warm, pack the run game.
I mean, what's the kid from Montini, Santino, Tenuta?
Oh, yeah, the linebacker. Yeah.
He's pretty good. I think he's going to have a great game.
Santino. Santino Tenuta. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, I think he's a great player. I think players on the edge, when we get into these 3A and 4A games, it's the players on the edge. It's your edge players. They're going to have make plays.
Yep.
Who's the kid from Rochester? Is it Gregory? Is he the running back?
Stout? Caden Stout?
The little short running back for Rochester.
Oh,
Kendall
God,
Gregory.
yeah, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Yeah, I think it might be Gregory. Let me look. Anyway, go ahead. I'll find it.
Well, I mean, hey, guys that I know, Derek Leonard, Coley Welter.
Oh, sorry.
Josh Jostas. They're all smart coaches. They're going to spread you out and do all their bells and whistles, but they want to run the ball at the point of attack, okay? And Derek does a great job of this. Breeze Central takes them to overtime. Breeze Central scores first, kicks field goal. Derek runs a couple plays. He ain't kicking that ball. He's running power off the right side with Gregory, and they win the ball.
Corbin Gregory.
Corbin Gregory. I mean, is he a sophomore?
Yeah. Yep.
Again, anytime I've seen Derek Leonard be in a Donnybrook in a state championship game, and I'm talking against Geneseo, Richmond, Burton, who are some other teams, anytime he gets to go and coaches, off, he will eventually go to the run game, and he'll find a way to get a mismatch, okay? He's 9-0 in state games, and he's had a lot of great talent. And he's 9-0 in state games.
Oh, believe me, Montini knows. Believe me, well aware. And anyone that plays him is well aware.
There's going to come a point in a time when rubber meets the road. Who can run the ball the best and who can be physical the best?
Yep.
You watch a little bit more than I do in terms of 4A, but from what I've seen, my
Rochester's
been a resilient bunch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's been different. It's been different this year. They have not had the multiple 40-point run clock games this year. They really haven't. And Derek talked about he had never even played in an overtime game until this year. And they've been pulling rabbits out of their hat. And again, just you gotta kind of like that going into this game, that Rochester's been pushed like that, because in other years maybe not so much. And someone takes them to the wire like that. I think this team, as you mentioned, this team's been really resilient.
Yeah.
I might actually help them. Might help them. So
I like it because I like Derek Leonard, and I make fun of Derek when I see him, because I tell him, gosh, I just like to see in state championship games where you really have to coach. And it's a joke, because when he's had to go against Geneseo, Larry Johnson Jr., Richmond Burton, Patrick Elder, okay, guys that will run the ball at you, let me tell you, Derek Leonard's not staying on the sideline acting like a Statue of Liberty. He is coaching his butt off and getting into guys' faces. He's not just sitting there calling plays because he's a play caller. He's a football coach, and Rochester's tough. They're real tough. However, the coming out party for Montini started last year in the 3A state championship game, and I think that train is at high octane right now.
Hey,
and watch out.
Let me ask you this question. How many Central State A teams are left in the playoffs?
Yeah, exactly.
How many CCL teams are in the state championship games?
Yeah.
Battle tested. I think Montini's got a little upper hand there now. When we talk about weather, I mean, first of all, Izzy Abrams, he'll be hard pressed, I think, to find a better quarterback with more upside than this kid has. Really. 6'4", probably about $180. He can run, he can throw. And again, if the weather conditions get bad, I think he can still be a weapon. But different, obviously. One of the more, I don't want to say underrated because he's an all-state player, Isaac Alexander, plays running back, number 28, plays linebacker. He's very capable. He's got almost 600 yards rushing this year, which for Montini, that's pretty good since Izzy saw for almost 3,700. Big up front, very good line play. You mentioned the defense with Tenuta, the linebacker, and Amari Anderson, the junior D tackle, big dude. He's going to be a Division I name, and Greco as well, another linebacker. It's a really good team. I just think it's a dogfight, Matt. Really is. Whether the weather's decent, they can go shotgun spread and throw it all over the field, or if they got to, God forbid, go under center. Do both teams even know how to go under center?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a dogfight. This has the potential of being maybe the best game on Friday, and it could be the best game overall.
It could be the best game all overall, and I think with the depth that both teams have, preparation has been at the utmost highest, detailed. I can guarantee you both teams have had a great week of practice, because that's what you do. You take your 2s and your 3s and you put together and create like, okay, here's what we're going to see. Let's run it. And they don't just put it out there with manila cards and like, hey, run this. They've been prepping for that stuff, a long time. They had those cards ready for a long time, and they get those guys out there and they'll be getting a realistic look. So should be a fun game.
Yep, no doubt. All right, so that takes care of Friday in the state championships. And our picks. We got
I get
1A. Oh, wait. We got to do 4 quarters. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll make the 4 quarters quick because they're kind of quick.
Oh, quick, okay. Hold on. Let me pull it up.
They're quick. Well, we're running at the top of the hour, but
one of your more popular sayings: turkey on the turf, football friends and families. Football friends and familiar foes. First quarter sides and extra make the day great. Okay, I don't know.
Okay.
You need to edit.
So my point is, I don't know if I typed that properly.
A little sloppy.
Okay. Hey, listen, Thanksgiving is great. We got food, we got family, we got friends, we got turkey and ham. We have a lot of extra sides, okay? And everybody can love what they love, and I've kind of teased everybody about all the things. When we come back and we talk about these state championship games, It's going to be the side guys. It's going to be the guys we don't talk about. Every year we have a player or an additional player, whether they're in the trenches or they're outside a receiver or they're outside linebacker or they're a defensive back. It's going to be someone that's made a play. And I think whoever has those intangible guys going to be your state champions. And it'll be neat to talk about those side guys and those extra guys because this is a team sport. It is your best 11 against your best 11. But usually you're going to have a guy that's going to pop out of nowhere and kind of do something and make something happen. I think it'll be fun to talk about those guys.
Second quarter, whole hand versus spiral. Interesting.
Well, when I think about whole hand football, I'm thinking about three teams in general, okay? And I'm thinking about, Lena Winslow, Wilmington, and Byron, okay? And they're going to be going against a couple of teams that are kind of half spiral, want to throw the ball around. It's going to be interesting, contrasting styles there. I just, I like him, and I wanted to put that in there.
Matt, one of our subjects next week is why you hate the forward pass. Third quarter, this may turn into oh no. Pray tell.
Well, you did a good job of reading it like that. That's exactly how I wanted it to be read. Is that some of these teams are going to be in that moment, and then it's going to be oh no, the inevitable has happened. We're getting beat, and this other team that it was favored to win is imposing their will. On the flip side of that, you could flip that, and the team that's in charge or the team that's favored to win could have that moment, and then oh no, a big long pass just went overhead. This team really thinks they can believe. This team thinks they're Rocky Balboa. This thing thinks they could go 15 rounds. And to be quite honest, it's fun to talk about, but ladies and gentlemen, we have not had that really in the state playoff games here recently. Yeah. The uh-ohs have turned into oh-nos, and they've turned into the teams that have been kind of the underdogs. They sit there, and they're like a deer in headlights, and before you know it, they're going, oh, no.
Over.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
Will that happen? Will that happen on Friday?
Well, I'll leave that out there for now. Fourth quarter, rolls and butter. You better get ready. There are holidays where maybe I could sit and eat an entire basket of rolls and butter, and I'd be fine. That's how I roll. Yeah,
no, it's the greatest time of the year, and I'll just say this. What I'm saying is all these teams, they better get ready. We got a newcomer in Brown County, but all of these teams are just. It's intriguing matchups, Maroa, Wilmington, just down the road. Get all of your players ready. They've had a great week. You better get ready. The weather, if the wind's not that bad, it really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be an issue except for the coldness.
20 to 30 miles an hour on Saturday. Sorry, not good.
So you better get ready.
The harsher mellow.
You better get ready. You better get ready.
Yeah.
No excuses. No excuses. You better get ready.
No question. And then finally, overtime. Great day. Let's just get along and smile. No problems. Right. Love that.
You better get ready.
We've been doing enough infighting. We've been doing enough fighting all during this year, and especially the last week or so. Public-private, as you well know, always going to rear its ugly head at this time of the year. You can count on it, count down New Year's Eve and everything else, and here we are. So
I've worked in a deli the last 3 days, ladies and gentlemen, and today's the first day where everybody came in holding their hoods on and complaining about the wind. And this is what overtime is about. Great day. We all get along. We're playing football. No problem. No, there's going to be some problems. It's going to be really cold, and it's a continuation of rolls and butter. You better get ready. This is what it's all about. We have a very unique element in Illinois. We play at the end of November, and weather is always an issue, and it's going to be a major issue on Saturday.
Yeah, I hate that. I really hate it, but there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. So, yeah, I know.
Okay,
all right.
picks.
Well, picks. All right. I'll give you mine. 1A Lena Winslow. Again, I think we're going to know at the end of the first quarter where this game is at. I really do. I think you'll You'll see one side or the other are going to take over and run. Maybe not. Maybe conditions get a little weird, and we maybe exchange a turnover here, though. But I think one or the other is going to set a tone pretty early here in this game. So I'm going to go Lena in one. Two-way, I just can't go against Wilmington. Love Josh Joseph. Great guy. I talked to him the other day. Does a tremendous job in that program, as you well know. Does it his way, plays his way. I think all this together, this is an unbelievable Wilmington team, especially if these weather conditions play out the way it's supposed to play out, allegedly. Wilmington's hard to go against. 3A, feel kind of the same way with Byron. And yes, I would sponsor a game between Byron and Wilmington, no question. That would be an unbelievable matchup. Probably last 45 minutes. So, and then 4A, man, I don't know. I hate betting against Derek Leonard because if you have, you've lost 9 straight times. I'm going to go Montini this time around. I think the combination of things that they have this year is enough. This has not been your usual Rochester team this year. This Rochester team has had to fight, and I'm going to rest on being tested and being challenged all year. I think that pays off for Montini on Friday at 7 o'clock. You?
I'm going to go with the more athletic team in 1A. I think Brown County has better athletes,
Ooh.
and I think that defensively they're going to put up a fight. I think it'll go in the fourth quarter. I'm going with Brown County in an upset. In a 2A game, I think it's going to be much closer than people think, but eventually I think Wilmington will win the game, and I think they'll win it by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. In the 3A game, I think this is a unity team that has a resiliency and a toughness about them. I think they're going to take it into the fourth quarter, and I think they're going to big play Byron and beat Byron, and I think it'll be really interesting to see how they shut down Considine. And in the 4A game, I'm going with Derek Leonard and make that a perfect 10.
Fair enough. Well, that's why they play the game, my friend. All right. Everyone watching, and I've been watching, by the way, we're over an hour, Matt. That makes you feel good.
There you go.
Thank you. We'll be back next week. We'll do a recap. We'll thank a lot of other people on the recap show, but thanks to everybody watching. Have a great Thanksgiving. Get down to Illinois State. Go see the games. Be safe. Be careful. Play it smart with the weather. And, so that's it. So just hope everyone has a tremendous Thanksgiving and a safe one, obviously. Sir, you?
No, this is the best time of the year. We have a lot going on. We got football, basketball, weather, food, friends, family. We're trying to wind down school because in about 3 weeks we're going to be opening presents, and so there's a lot of emotions going on right now. Hopefully, I'll take some good notes and we'll have some things to talk about, and hopefully have great games. Most importantly, though, I hope that Illinois State and all the people in Bloomington Normal do what they got to do to make a crazy scenario on Saturday be a pleasant situation for everybody involved, because it just sounds like it's going to get messy, and hopefully they're going to be on their A game, because that's a lot of craziness rolling into town. You got fans, kids, players, cheerleaders, everybody, and you got Mother Nature rearing its ugly head. And I'm a lot of thoughts and prayers out to everybody for that.
Yeah. All right. For Matt Leng, I'm EDGYTIM. Thanks, everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week, same time, same bat channel. Thanks.